What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. In this video, we're going to go over some breaking information of what's actually in the $2,000 stimulus check bill. Now that they have actually released the bill, I'm going to go over some very surprising details that you probably don't know about the stimulus checks being for children and also dependents, and the differences between the $600 stimulus check bill and the $2,000 stimulus check bill. We got some really good information for you guys, as well as the vote on the $2,000 stimulus checks. Absolutely just amazing good news for you guys in this video. Let's jump right in. Don't forget to give this video a like. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new stimulus check updates. New videos come out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you get notifications so you don't miss out on videos because, yeah, $2,000 stimulus checks per person is very significant. All right, let's go. And I just got to say, this is one of the most important videos I've ever made. There's details in this bill that I'm going to show you live in the bill that you must know about. So make sure you watch all the way to the end because this is a very important video. So do not miss out on these details. Watch to the end so you understand the changes in this $2,000 stimulus check bill. Okay, first, let's try to clear up some misconceptions. A lot of people are confused. About 2 days ago, less than 48 hours ago, President Donald Trump signed the $900 billion stimulus package bill that was sitting on his desk. This bill includes $600 stimulus checks and $600 stimulus checks for children that are ages 16 and under, but not for children 17 or older or adult dependents. Those details are going to be very important as we move forward here. So again, $600 stimulus checks per person, $600 stimulus checks for children 16 and under, and no stimulus checks for 17 and older children or adult dependents. Also in this bill was an 11-week unemployment extension boost of $300 per week that goes until mid-March. There's mortgage assistance, rental assistance. There's all sorts of different buckets of money. There's a second round of PPP money, which is basically a grant for small businesses or side hustles. If you sell for Amazon, Uber, any DoorDash, any side business at all, you could qualify for tens of thousands of dollars through the PPP program and the EIDL program. We'll be talking about all sorts of different details of that in this video and in future videos. That's why it's important you subscribe with that bell icon. Now, meanwhile, before President Donald Trump signed this, he demanded that Congress increase the stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000. Well, that's kind of in motion now, okay? But the reason the president signed the $900 billion bill is because both people were saying, you really need to sign that bill because that's a lot more than just a check. There's all this other money in there, like unemployment money, money for the vaccine, $82 billion for schools, money for small businesses. There's all sorts of other buckets, mortgage assistance, rental assistance, all sorts of different buckets of money in there besides increasing the stimulus check. However, President Donald Trump demanded that the stimulus checks be increased to $2,000. And well, that's what's actually happening right now. Because late last night, after the president already signed the $600 stimulus check bill package, all that stuff that's in there, that's signed into law, okay? $600 stimulus checks are coming for sure. But last night, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill for $2,000 stimulus checks. The way this will work is this will increase your stimulus check from $600 to $2,000. We're going to look at the bill here because there's some very important details in this bill that I'm going to show you with your own eyes, okay? This bill has now passed the House of Representatives and it goes over to the Senate now to see if the Senate can pass it. Now, this is an important detail, okay? So the House of Representatives passed it, as you can see here on this vote, with 275 yes votes to 134 no votes, with 21 people not voting. This is about a 66 to 67% yes rating. That is considered a significant majority. A simple majority would have just been one vote over 50%, 51%, or 50.5%, where they could have passed it in the House. But instead of getting just 51%, they got an overwhelming majority of 66 or 67%. Okay. That's very significant because to pass this bill in the Senate and send it to the president's desk, which we know the president will sign it because, well, it's his idea to increase these stimulus checks to 2,000. We need a vote of 60% in the Senate, and it just passed the House with 66 or 67%. So if we look at the percentage wise, this should pass the Senate also, which could happen as early as today. I'll get to more of that here in a minute. That brings us to the next stage of this $2,000 stimulus check battle that actually looks like it's happening. It just passed the U.S. House of Representatives. Now all that really matters is passing in the Senate. Well, they need 60 votes in the Senate to pass this bill. There's 47 Democrats in there, counting the 2 independent senators who always vote Democrat. And the Democrats have already said that every single one of them will vote yes on this bill. And that kind of goes with the same thing that happened in the House, where 99% of Democrats voted yes. So that means we have 47 yes votes already in the Senate to pass this bill. So that leaves us only with 13 Republican senators that we need to pass this bill out of the 53 Republican senators that there are. So there's 53 Republican senators, and we only need 13 of them to say yes, and this $2,000 stimulus check will be an actual reality per person, which I got some crazy details for you on that here in a second. I'll get to that here in a second. And that kind of brings us to these new statements that we're literally seeing every day of more and more Republican senators coming out and saying they do support the $2,000 stimulus checks. Like this one right here, Republican Senator from Florida, Marco Rubio, with a brand new press release coming in last night saying, I support $2,000 stimulus payments to Americans in need. He says, quote, I agree with the president that millions of working class families are in dire need of additional relief, which is why I support the $2,000 in direct payments to Americans struggling due to this pandemic. He goes on to say, I share many of my colleagues' concerns about the long term effects of additional spending, but we cannot ignore the fact that millions of working class Americans across the nation are still in dire relief right now. Congress should quickly pass legislation to increase the direct payments to Americans to $2,000. Honestly, I think this bill is going to pass. I think there's going to be 13 Republican senators at least that will pass this vote. But I do think it's going to come down to the wire. I mean, this vote could literally be decided by one single person. This vote could literally be 59 yeses, 60 yeses, or 61 yeses. I really think it's going to be that close. This is like a real life nail biter that is going to probably come down to literally 1 or 2 people voting for this. But the way it looks, especially when we compare to the House, which has Republicans in there, and the Senate, which has Republicans in there, they're pretty close in the amount of percentages there. The Senate has a little bit more percentage, but remember they passed that with a 6 to 7% margin. And we've already, because there's a smaller amount of senators in there, we can kind of gauge how many yeses and how many nos there are. I think they're going to be able to get the 13 Republican senators to pass this bill in the Senate. And that kind of brings us to, well, now we need to know the details of this bill. And I'm going to show you the bill because it's only 5 pages because it's basically just changing a few things. There's some very, very important changes that you probably really don't know about in this $2,000 stimulus check bill. Okay, so I have the actual bill up. Okay, this is the bill that has already passed the House. And it says, to amend the IRS Revenue Code of 1986 to increase recovery rebate amounts, because these stimulus checks are actually rebates on your taxes, and that's why they're not taxable, to $2,000 for individuals and for other purposes. And we'll just scroll down here a little bit to amend the IRS code to $2,000. This act may be cited as the Caring for Americans with Supplemental Help Act of 2020 or the Cash Act of 2020. So that's literally the first page. Now we're going to get into some of the very important details here. So it says, in general, Section 6428A of the IRS Code, added by the COVID-related Tax Relief Act of 2020, is amended. Now, this is the bill, the $900 billion bill they've already passed. So this bill, this standalone $2,000 stimulus check bill, if passed by the Senate, it's already been passed by the House, will amend by striking $600 in each place it appears and inserting $2,000. And by striking $1,200, which is basically the only part it shows $1,200 is for a couple, which is basically just two individuals, you would strike that $1,200 and replace it by $4,000. So what does this really mean here? What this means is that they're going to replace each place $600 appears, as you see right here, and insert $2,000. Okay. So what that really means is that they're going to replace the $600 stimulus checks for adults to 2,000, but they're also going to replace the $600 stimulus checks for children. Remember, in the $900 billion bill, which this is amending if passed by the Senate, there are $600 stimulus checks in there for children ages 16 and under. So this will amend by striking $600 each place it appears and inserting $2,000. So that means adults and children ages 16 and under will get $2,000 each. So literally, if you're a family of four, instead of getting $2,400, you're now going to get $8,000. And as crazy as that sound, a lot of my viewers will tell you that's what we need because this has been going on so long. And this has already passed the House with Republican support in the House. So this is actually happening, folks. Family of five, $10,000. But there's actually even better news that we're going to get to here in a second for a lot of people. So again, they're going to change each $600 payment to $2,000. So for adults and for children, absolutely just amazing. Finally, the U.S. is putting out some support for us in this pandemic, which we've been waiting 9 months since that first stimulus check. So finally, we will get some relief to kind of help us through these times. Okay, so then we're going to skip this part here about the date. There's nothing really important there. And we're going to go to the dependent part because this is also very important, okay? Remember, currently dependents that are 17 and older are not getting checks. And this is similar to the first stimulus check where basically people that were 18, people in college did not get a stimulus check, as well as adult dependents. Well, this bill has a very, very, very important change for anybody that affects. Okay, so dependents taken into account in determining credits and rebates. In general, Section 6428 of the IRS Code of 1986, amending by striking in this bill qualifying children with the meaning of Section 24C and inserting dependents as defined by Section 152. Okay, and then we're going to go on to this next section. Section 6428 of such code is amended by inserting and subsection were applied by substituting qualifying children for the word dependents before the period ends. Okay, and then again, they mention it 2 more times here by striking qualifying child, so getting rid of the word that says qualifying children, which is basically 16 and under, and replacing it with the word dependent. And again, same thing here with the word dependent instead of children. This is very, very important because what this means is instead of people getting a check for only children 16 and under, they're changing that word to dependents. So that means that instead of checks going only to people 16 and under, it's going to go to all dependents. So that means children 17, 18, children in college, and adult dependents, from what it looks like here in this bill, that basically dependents are going to receive checks this time around because they're getting rid of the word children in all these different sections, okay? They're getting rid of the word qualifying children and inserting dependents. So instead of only qualifying children getting the $600 checks, which this is now changing to 2,000, they're changing it to all dependents, okay? So basically, every single person is going to get a $2,000 stimulus check as long as you make under the income requirements. This is absolutely just amazing news. So this means that children that are 17, 18, children in college, 19, 20, 21, who probably missed out on the first stimulus check are going to get this stimulus check if they pass this bill in the Senate, which is going to be voted on today. And adult dependents are going to get a stimulus check. An adult dependent is someone who's claimed as a dependent on a tax return of somebody else. You likely missed out on the stimulus check from the first time around. Well, guess what? This bill changes all that based on the wording that I just showed you. So basically, it looks like every single person is going to get a stimulus check as long as you make under the income requirements, which is basically a full stimulus check all the way up to $75,000. And it reduces your stimulus check by $5 per $100 that you make over $75,000. So basically, for every $1,000 you make over 75,000, you'll lose $50 out of your stimulus check, and that goes up to $99,000. So basically, anybody over $99,000 isn't going to get any check at all. Anybody from 75 to 99,000 is going to get a check somewhere in the middle. It's going to be decreased a little bit, and everybody under $75,000 of income, Social Security, SSDI, railroad benefits, children, dependents, adult dependents, regular individuals, married couples, non married couples are all going to receive $2,000 per person. So a family of two, $4,000. A family of four, $8,000. A family of five, $10,000. And remember, this has already passed the U.S. House of Representatives. The president is already for it. He's the one that wanted this bill to begin with. And we only need basically 13 Republican senators and Mitch McConnell to allow this vote to happen on the Senate floor. Which kind of some news to support that. Republican Senator Josh Hawley, who's another one of those Republican senators who says he's going to vote for this, he says Donald Trump tonight says Senate leadership has promised votes on the bill to increase the COVID relief stimulus payments to $2,000. So basically, Josh Hawley here, who's a Republican senator, is saying that Donald Trump tonight says that Senate leadership, which is Mitch McConnell, has promised voting on the bill for $2,000. So if you read this, it looks like they're going to, at the bare minimum, put this to a vote to see if we get those 60 votes. And remember, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says that they're going to be voting on this today in the Senate and trying to pass this today. Yeah, literally today. So let me know what you think based on all this information. Let me know what you think is going to happen. I think it's going to pass. I think they're going to get the 13 votes. I think there probably is already 13 votes, but I think it's going to be very close. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to all notifications so you don't miss out on this breaking information I will be keeping you updated with. And share this video. Click the share button down below and share the link on Facebook or with anybody you know, because this is super important information. And going forward, I will be helping you guys claim this money, claim the different buckets of money in the stimulus package, as well as mortgage and rental assistance. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video, I teach people how to sell products on Amazon. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys. Keep your fingers crossed, and I will see you in the next video.